I love how we're getting to know more about Lara's backstory from this game than the first one in the new trilogy. I don't know, it's weird. I wish we would have gotten a game from her childhood up until that point. Hello guys, and welcome back to, what am I talking about? Well, technically welcome back to some more Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider to be precise. By this point in time, I have already released the Rise of the Tomb Raider main campaign. If you guys want to see that, it should have been released before this one. This one should be right after. Yeah, there's that. But I also have some DLCs that I would like to play, and that is why I am like I said in the beginning, back, you know. So yeah, you access them by going to the Croft Manor. And here you have two of them. But this is just me testing out to see if I should actually record this. If it's actually story or just like an arena or whatever. But apparently they have actual stories. So I guess I'll go with new story Blood Ties. Yeah, let's go with that. New story Blood Ties. Let's go. You have chosen to override it previously. Yes. It's all good. Don't underestimate me, game. I know what I'm doing sometimes. Usually most of the time, but sometimes it's also just sometimes.
Notice to Lara Croft, a current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor somewhere. Dad's safe.
Why do I have the feeling that the mom is still alive and she's gonna like be in the next game or something? Anyway, let's explore things. Ooh, what is this?
One of Dad's Yoruba masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
Yes, I will explore things. I like looking at things and hearing stories. Yes, gimme.
This is probably my grandfather, Benjamin.
That's Benjamin? I'm sorry to say, Lara, but he does not look like your dad or you. Like, at all.
A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the color was nice.
The color was nice. Okay. Very nice color, yes. Nothing in here. What about here?
Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL. Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad.
Oh, so this is a fake thing? Okay. I mean, good enough.
Well, this is a hell of a thing.
Oh boy, that's a lot of text.
Tonight, quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond. And she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, moving and counter-moving in argument. At one point, that poor old librarian had to shush us as if we were children. Oops. I feel so foolish for not having noticed her earlier. She's a brilliant woman who's challenged my ideas for the first time in memory. In truth, I don't know if she's feeling as exhilarated as I am right now, but I dare say our conversation was mutually stimulating. For the first time in a long time, I find myself thinking about something else besides my research. I hope she returns for another round tomorrow.
Another round of. Okay. That is one
Parents
way
made a
to
good team, challenging each other
doing
from the
that.
start.
I would be weirded out if I heard that. Oh look, the map to Syria.
Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb.
Oh, so this is after everything. Okay, that's good to know.
Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
Might be used, may not. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. So that's the save, huh? That cough. Oh boy.
Needs a combination.
Why does this not go
It's got
away?
to be in Dad's
What
papers
the?
somewhere. Maybe in the library.
The
My
library.
birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing.
Oh, maybe it's in the bag. Oh yeah. No? Okay. The what?
That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good.
The treasure of the ancients. Okay. Debunked my buttocks. It was real. It was all real. Silly people. Why you always gotta hate on something that is unknown to you?
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. Icy but polite grace
Oh,
from
so
mother,
she is.
indifference and disinterest from father.
That's why
and
she got her
thinly
accent
veiled
down.
contempt from Atlas. Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway. One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine lord of the realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family. But there's nothing to be done now. Watching how Richard dealt with their subtle insults and disrespect. Such grace and calm. I know he did it for me. I think I'm falling in love with this man. It will break my mother's heart, but I cannot live the life she imagined for me. My time with Richard has only made this clearer.
I mean, this is too wholesome for me. I can't take it.
Hard for Mum to go against her family.
It is so
I'm
refreshing.
glad she did.
Like, you have no idea how refreshing this is of like a romance. It's been a long time since I've like sensed this kind of romance in a video game. That it's not like all about the body and like rebel stuff. Just interest the line and them enjoying each other's company.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Got it.
Wait, I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor. Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these. Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt.
I wonder if he became obsessed with the immortality myths because he figured out that either Anna was dying or Lara's mom was dying.
Locked. There's got to be another way through.
Okay.
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately. I wish I knew more about her. How did you meet? What was she like? Winston told me that she was a brilliant artist. Are some of her paintings locked up in the West Wing? And I guess I just want to know, did she love me, Dad? Did she ever say that she did? Maybe I'm just being silly, but will you tell me more about her the next time I'm home from school?
I love how we're getting to know more about Lara's backstory from this game than the first one in the new trilogy. I don't know, it's weird. I wish we would have gotten a game from her childhood up until that point. Instead of getting it like now. Well, technically it's not now. This is like 2015, so 2 years after the first trilogy game.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, you won't be boring your sword this time.
What do you mean this time? Oh, is that part of the other DLC? I did not realize that.
Lara, I've reviewed the report from your therapist. I have to say I was surprised to see a clean bill of health. I somehow doubt you've so easily abandoned your irrational claims. Indeed, where have you been the past few weeks? My secretary discovered that you booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th. You can't have been simply sightseeing, as your customs claims suggest. I know you're up to something, and I'll be damned if I let you use the Croft assets to indulge the same obsession that led to my sister's death. It's not too late to relinquish your claims on the manor voluntarily. If you refuse, I will find a way to cut you off. Sincerely,
Oh,
Atlas.
I see. So Atlas is the brother of Lara's mom, I think. Okay. He's a big a-hole. My goodness. He does not own this manor. Wasn't this like his manor, or was this the manor of...
Always loved playing in here as a kid.
Is that actually the case?
Things to fix. A phoenix figurine. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of rising from the ashes and being born anew.
The more I hear about his obsession with immortality, the more I start to think that maybe he didn't die. Maybe he's immortal. And he faked it. A master key.
This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here?
Spying?
Someone has a sense of humor.
Stop smoking. Does it say lover or Loa?
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see.
We've been through this.
Was Mum's room in here?
Just stay out of there, darling.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing.
Okay, let's go to the library then.
Too dark.
What do you mean
Going
too
to need a
dark?
flashlight.
No, you don't. Just walk in there. You don't need a flashlight. Too dark.
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard. He flew ahead to Tibet, where I will meet him shortly. I never told him I was submitting my work. Never thought there was a chance of being accepted. Oh, but a gallery tour is not something I can pass up. The show will take me away from England for over a year. I'll begin in New York and travel across the United States and, oh, God, I'm giddy even writing these words. When Richard and I were married, I was prepared to relegate my painting to a hobby. But it was Richard who objected, who gave me my atelier and studio. Without that support, I might still be painting boring landscapes. Now I can't shake the foolish sensation that leaving would be a betrayal. He will laugh at that and insist I accept, even though I know it will break his heart to be apart. He never once asked me to sacrifice any part of my life for his. I have, of course, in 1,000 small ways over the years, but he would never ask. The discussion can wait, and I will join him in Tibet. I won't cast a shadow over his find. I will be by his side in his triumph, as I know he will stand by my side, in time.
Well, she had a big ego. I mean, I guess you can't help it from her family history. But what I mean by ego is just that she thinks her work will do well, and then he thinks it's the same as his archaeology, maybe? I don't actually know that well, but kind of interesting. Although, I must give the voice actors credit, by the way, because they are doing a marvelous job with these things. It's not too slow, pretty fast read, and it feels natural, so...
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts. I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
Oh, it's because it's a snake biting itself? Oh, I see. So it's infinite. Oh god, that scared me. Okay, where would I find this so-called master key?
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days. I'd hate for you to repeat his mistakes. I encourage you to embrace the help I'm offering. Sincerely, your uncle.
Oh, is it her dad's brother? No, because it was his sister he spoke about, right? But I don't like this guy. He's a bum. Big bum.
Hey, Jonah. Sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened, and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, maybe I can find out what it still means to me. If it's worth fighting him for, I'll let you know how things worked out when I'm back in London.
Wait, I hope Jonah doesn't worry about this. We haven't talked since I left Syria. Is this before she travels to the snow area with It might be.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
Oh, can I take this? It's a flashlight. I'm gonna have a flashlight. Oh yeah, give me.
Should be able to explore the dark now.
Okay, let's explore this.
I'm not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
I don't think it matters that much, Lara, in all honesty. Anything down here? Nope. Okay. I mean, I don't mind this as much because it's very linear. Like, if this was part of the game and they tried to emphasize the story more with this instead, I would be all in. Like, if this was actually the beginning of the game, I would be all in on it.
Amelia, the news has reached
Be
Mother.
less text, though.
She knows that you broke off your engagement with the Earl of Farringdon. She is beside herself with worry. But for the moment, she's controlling the narrative. As far as anyone knows, you're just having innocent second thoughts. But the moment your affair with Lord Croft goes public, it will be too late. Our name will be as ruined as this man you've chosen to bed. Don't you see that you're being selfish, Amelia? Please, consider your family. You're a de Mornay. Everything you do has a greater effect on us all. I'm coming down to London soon. Don't do anything rash until we have a chance to talk.
Uh-huh. Didn't respect her choice, eh?
Falling apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
They say a good test of a relationship is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colors. Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her decidedly proper upbringing, Amelia's taken to roughing it more than I ever have. She fits in and connects with the local populace with such amazing empathy. Because of her, I've had a bit of an unexpected breakthrough in my research. She managed to convince an artifact dealer in Old Town to sell me a magnificent and quite unusual Tibetan scroll. From what I can tell, it seems to contain details surrounding an immortality ritual of some sort. I think it's time for me to take the next step with Amelia. In fact, I don't think I can wait any longer. I will ask for her hand tomorrow in the bright Egyptian sun amidst the dust and ruins.
I mean, they're not boring people, I'll give them that, but dang, that is,
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
yeah, it seems like something he would do, doesn't it?
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without saying my piece. You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word may have been enough in times past, I cannot let you squander away what remains of your name and reputation, and that of our family, truth be told, on some damned foolish crusade. I intend to go to Richard's investors and let them know exactly how he's spending their money, but I want to give you a chance to put a stop to this yourself. Please, don't go to Tibet. If not for me, at least for Lara.
Oh, wow, okay.
Still just as creepy as I remember.
It's fine, it's just a wine cellar, it's okay.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief. As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young, she has such strong emotions. Later in the day, she set a trap for me in the walk-in freezer, of all places. Before I knew what was happening, I found myself locked inside. Mrs. Sheffield discovered me an hour later, shivering and somewhat peeved. It took us an additional hour to find Lara in the grounds. I know all her hiding places, of course, but this time she really did not want to be found. Call it years of observation, but I can tell when she's out of sorts. My lord, if I may be so bold, She misses you fiercely. She is lonely for her father. Please consider a call as soon as you are able.
Oh my goodness. Locking him inside one of those people can die from that, right? If they're in there for like 24 hours or 8 hours or something, you can actually freeze to death, depending on the temperature, of course. It could be that she did it harmlessly, but she just locked him in the freezer and then had it a little bit cold.
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
But seriously, why is it adults always have to do that to their kids? It's like, no, don't go there. Okay, so you tell me to go there. No, don't go there. There's something in there we don't want to see. Then tell me what it is and I won't go there. Nah, I don't want to tell you. It's something important to me. I'm like, I'm your like if I was her anyway. And I'm like, I'm your daughter. Why can't I go in there? Is it really that important? More important than I am to you?
King to Queen 1.
How come parents just don't get it?
Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes Queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that!
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
Someday.
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him. I always chose white. Maybe if I let him go first once in a while, I might have won.
Maybe he cheated. Need a crowbar? Are you kidding me? Why does the game do this? Like, this is the thing I dislike the most about the game. That you interact with things and it's like, oh, you're missing this item, and I'm like, why? Just why?
I'm at a crossroads now. Good lord, that's such a cliche. But there's truth in it. 2 roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation, upholding the de Mornay name, embracing our traditions, not losing the family that raised me. Oh, this really is a rubbish choice. I don't want to lose them, but I love the life I've started to build with Richard. He comes with his own difficulties, but I can accept them. Will it be enough?
So she was questioning everything. Okay, that's good to know. So many rats, Lara. You need to clean up this place. Maybe your uncle has something. You know, has a point. Why is it I can't read? Oh, read. Okay, there we go.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her. She's been acting up of late, but I know she's just craving more of her father's attention. He's been so buried in his research. It'll be a nice moment for the 2 of them to reconnect. And I do believe he needs it as much as she does.
As much or even more. Oh, I need to remove it from the other side. Okay, I'll do that then. Alright, well, this is also where I'm gonna end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, consider liking and subscribing. Hope to see you in the next one. And as always, stay awesome.